Hey guys, hello everyone. Yes, let's start off with the good stuff, right? Just a reminder, a friendly reminder that our competition, which is our Boost Protocol subscriber competition, is about to end. In fact, it finishes on Thursday at midnight. So technically, 12:01 Friday morning, our competition will be done. It is all over. So if you want to be in the chance to win an all expenses paid trip for two to Thailand for 9 days, joining myself on the most amazing retreat, also joining yourself and a friend, because you get to bring a friend, and spend a couple of nights in amazing Bangkok doing delicious food tours and river cruises and staying in five-star luxury accommodation, as well as staying in a oceanside villa in Phuket for a couple of days, as well as staying with me and some of the BHK community in an amazing retreat. It is a world, it is a world award-winning retreat we're staying at, and I'm going to be your host for this retreat. It is a hands-on healing retreat where we're going to be doing workshops and cooking classes and all sorts of weird, wonderful, and amazing things. And that is all going to be happening very, very soon. So good to know that you guys are joining me live. And also, don't forget, get into that competition as soon as you can. Look, it's great to have you guys with me today. Let me know in the comments where you are coming from. Let me know how you're doing today. I hopefully can see your comments coming up. I am using a new platform. So as I'm using a new platform, I'm just playing around with it, seeing how things go. So far, so good. So far, I quite like it. It's quite a nice little platform. But let me know where you're coming from in the comments. Oh, good morning. I can see Tony joining us. I'm on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube as well. So, like I said, great to have you guys joining me today. We are talking about snack hacks. So I'm going to give you guys the science behind how you can snack without guilt, which is pretty exciting stuff, right? So snack hacking without the guilt. And we're literally diving into the science lab to work this all out as well. So we're diving into the science lab to give you guys all of the do's and some of the don'ts when it comes to healthy snacking, because snacking, as we know, we kind of attach a bit of guilt to it, don't we? Well, we can attach a bit of guilt to it. I mean, we attach a bit of guilt to lots of things, let's be honest. But snacking is one of those gray areas that can can be a little bit confusing. Now, here's, I guess, something you may not be aware of. But if you kind of think about it, or maybe you never even thought about it, but snacking is quite a recent um, trend. It is a recent trend. I mean, I'm thinking back just to when I was a kid, growing up in the 70s and the 80s. There was sort of morning tea and afternoon tea at school, or morning tea definitely at school, and it was either a mandarin or a handful of peanuts and raisins. Often those peanuts were not roasted, they were raw. I remember that. Couldn't stand them. To this day, I can't stand raw peanuts for exactly that reason. But hey, at least I had a snack, right? But when you look kind of into, you delve a little bit deeper into the history, what we find is that snacking is quite a recent occurrence. It's something that has been created by the food industry pretty much to sell more food. And we have taken to it like fish taking to water. We are snackers, aren't we? And in fact, for many people, their entire day goes from one snack to another. So rather than enjoying a full meal, they tend to snack all day long. So it's constantly eating small little things, but it's a constant thing. So we do attach a lot of guilt to snacking because snacking, in a lot of respects, does not have a great reputation. Let's be honest. And if you were to just take a very simple stroll through your local store, supermarket, or wherever, convenience store, local gas station, you will find that pretty much that entire gas station is filled up with snacks. And so is that supermarket. So someone's just saying to me it's a bit quiet today. I'll see if I can increase the volume for you, my dear. Let's have a little look. Don't think it's might be on your end. I seem to be okay on my end. I'm going to have a little play around. Like I said, it's a new platform for me, so I'm not really sure, but I'm going to see if I can't increase the volume. Oh, can other people? I just turned it off very quickly. Can you guys let me know if the sound is okay? I don't know what I've done or not done, so to speak. Might just have to turn up the volume there, Sarah. Unfortunately, yeah, I haven't done anything on my actual with my microphone from yesterday, so I'm not really sure. But you're right. I can see this not very loud. It's not very loud. Let me just give me a second. I'm going to keep on trying. Oh, you can hear Mahay saying you can hear on his end. Sorry if it seems a little bit light on your end, but it seems that we are okay. So keep on playing around with it. There, Sarah. I'm not sure what's going on there. So, yeah, snacking. We're talking about snacking. We're talking about snack hacking. We are talking about the science behind snack hacking as well, and how we can snack like pros. And let's be honest, get rid of the guilt that is attached to snacking, often to snacking, because there is a lot of science that tells us that constant snacking is not a great idea. Constant snacking is a constant flow of glucose going into your blood. And depending on what that snack is and how often you are snacking, will determine how much glucose is going into your blood, how much of a spike you're getting in blood glucose, which we know is problematic if you're getting lots and lots of spikes throughout the day because you're constantly snacking, even if you're not eating huge quantities. As we know, this can be quite problematic, extremely problematic. So, in regards to the snacking, how do we then do it and do it in a healthy way? Do it that is Boost Camp approved. Do it that it is Bridget's Healthy Kitchen approved, especially if you are on Boost Camp and or you're thinking about coming over to Boost Camp and wondering whether your love of snacking might be a bit of a challenge. So there is definitely things that you can do. And the reason why I'm talking about snacking today is I am currently putting together a new Boost Camp. And this Boost Camp is a intentional movement camp. So we are bringing on a brand new member of the BHK team. Our very own fitness coach is coming to join us for Boost Camp 7. We've created some wonderful Boost Camp fitness classes for you guys, just quick fitness classes that you can do. We're also creating the content for our Boost Camp Academy that really helps us to understand how we can keep our body strong, how we can keep our body mobile and flexible as we go through this journey, this health journey. But as her and I have been talking about fitness, and I did a bit of a session yesterday in the gym. It was pretty intense. For me, it was intense because it was working muscle groups that haven't talked to in a bit. They were kind of like, "Wow, what's going on?" So it was an interesting session for me. It was fantastic. Like today, I feel like $1,000,000. I actually thought I might pull up a little bit too sore to do things, but in actual fact, it's the opposite. I'm raring to go for my next session in the gym. But as well, I was having my session yesterday in the gym. Um, we got to talking. This is me and Melissa, who's going to be our fitness coach for BHK. She's also a personal trainer, so she is training me in the gym, which is fabulous. So we got good time to chat, And we started talking about protein requirements when you are intentionally moving. So moving more than just walking around your house or going shopping or doing the gardening. This is where you actually move for the sake of moving. So you exercise for the sake of exercising, as opposed to I need to go from A to B. And we started talking about protein requirements, which we will cover in this Boost Camp and Boost Camp Academy. And it got me thinking about healthy snacking, high protein, healthy snacking. And how can we snack, right? How can we snack, but do it in such a way that we are not steering away from our goals? If your goal is weight loss, if your goal is energy, if your goal is sleeping better, reducing medication, we could snack and it could be the complete opposite of the direction that we want to go in. Or we could snack smart and we could snack hack our way through this to a point where the snacks are actually part of that healthy approach that we have. So I'm going to give you guys some hacks, some physical hacks, the things that you can do that can help you to snack smart and snack hack your way to health. But I wanted to start with just some of my ideas that I came up with. I was going through recipe ideas, as you do, right? Got them in my little notebook here. So I was taking some ideas of high protein snacks that you could literally throw in your gym bag, or throw in your little esky in the back of the car on your way to the gym, or put in your work fridge, or in your fridge at home, or wherever it is, that you can have on hand, that is good for you. And these are some of the ideas I came up with. I was pretty proud with many of them, by the way. So one of the ideas I thought about doing was, like, I thought, animal protein versus plant-based protein. That was one of the things I was thinking about. So I do have a number of each on here, animal and plant protein. Animal protein is always going to be better for your body when it comes to that uptake of protein. The body can utilize animal protein more efficiently than it can plant-based protein. But in saying that, there's still a place, of course, for plant-based protein. And one of the reasons why I was thinking about the snacks is that, a lot of people, in the discussion we're having in the gym yesterday, is that a lot of the younger generation, once they have finished a workout, they quickly turn to a protein powder drinks, like you know thing to get their protein in, and just a kind of that convenience to keep them going as they move on to the next thing. And how can we not go down that route of protein powders or protein drinks, because they can be problematic? You guys know me. I always recommend you eat your food and not drink it, right? And it's the same when it comes to high protein snacks. So these are just some of the ideas I came up with. Number one, I was thinking about beef jerky, homemade beef jerky, because beef jerky is quite expensive to buy. And I looked at one of my recipes and realized that it's about a 3-day it's about a 3-day cycle. In saying that, last night I bought some thinly sliced beef because I plan to make some beef jerky, but not all of us want to spend 3 days making a snack. That's like, what the heck? So I was like, well, what else can we jerky? And I went to fish, especially salmon. So I'm working on a salmon jerky recipe for us that takes, minutes to prep, not wait for 2 days for your meat to marinate and then, 24 hours for your beef to dehydrate. That all just sounds like far too much work. So I'm looking at salmon jerky as a recipe. I'm also looking at lupin beans as a spiced, crunchy lupin bean snack that you can have. I mean, I suppose the other way you could look at that would be what's really popular is spiced chickpeas. Now, chickpeas are quite high in carbohydrates, which is not really Boost Camp approved. So I don't like to encourage people to be snacking on something that's also quite high in carbs. We want to keep the carbs low, the carbohydrates low, and we want to keep the protein high, keep the nutrients balanced, and bang for your buck is lupin bean. So I'm working on a spiced crunchy lupin bean. I'm also working on a very simple soy milk chia pudding. Very simple, very easy. Put it in a jar, shake it, and off you go. That simple. I know. How cool is that? That for me is a great snack. I'm looking at what is that? I only can't even read my writing. Crispy protein cakes. Crispy protein cakes. Yeah, I must have some notes. Otherwise, I don't even know what that is. Edamame beans, another high protein snack we can have. Lovely, lovely. Things like if you are to snack, this is one of my hacks. That if you were to snack on, let's say, an apple, you don't just want to snack on an apple alone. You want to put some healthy fats in there as well, so it's more satiating, it's more satisfying. So my number one tip is try not to just have a sugar as a snack on its own, because there are natural sugars obviously in apple. Even though apple is quite a low sugar fruit, it is one of the better ones. But you want to put like a little bit of nut butter on there, and I've even got sprinkled that with hemp seeds. So we're kind of layering the nutrients here to give us a more satisfying snack. Another one that I'm looking at is something as simple as, yes, I know, right, putting into a container as you're running out the door to go to do your intentional movement, as you put in put in a can of mackerel, boom, just straight into that container. And then you just quickly chop up some avocado and some cucumber, and then just kind of give it a shake, and then off you run. Maybe you add a hard-boiled egg. Boom, done, right in a container. You don't have to do anything. Chop chop, couple minutes out the door, take it with you. Great little snack after you've had a workout, especially. I'm looking at things like pumpkin seeds, which, by the way, are really high in protein, and how we can incorporate pumpkin seeds as a snack. But lots of really cool ideas. I'm also working on a collagen Snickers bar. It's a little bit more involved, but will take you about 15 minutes to put together. But just these kind of really easy to manage snacks that have lots of nutrient benefit, as opposed to our go to snacks, which are usually highly processed, high in unhealthy fats, high in sodium, high in sugar, high in starch. Those are the traditional snacks. And those are the traditional snacks that have led to the snack guilt that so many of us have. So before I get into my topics, my tips for you guys, my hacks for you guys, that was just a bit of an overview of some of the recipes that, well, just the snack recipes that I plan to play around with for the next boost camp. Super exciting. Like I've got 10 of them in front of me, and that's not even the meal plan. Those are just the snacks. It's going to be a great boost camp. Let me tell you, I'm so excited that we get to work with Alyssa as well. She is just brilliant. She is just amazing. Just as a fitness coach, I'm actually going to introduce you guys to her via this live. I'm just having a look. I've got a date here somewhere. Next week. Oh my gosh, a week from today, actually, I'm going to be introducing you guys to Alyssa a week from today. How cool is that? So that's all happening. So before we get into my hacks, now that I've probably teased your bellies, I hope I have, I'm going to say a few good mornings. I am going to say a very good morning. Where are we? Whoa, a very good morning. Well, the beautiful Tony again. And good morning to Cherie. I loved your photo yesterday, Cherie, of climbing the stairs with your boost protocol. That was gorgeous. Oh, who else is gorgeous? Georgina, lovely. Tracy, good morning. Good morning. Mahay, who's that? Oh, we've got a Mahay joining us. Good morning, handsome. Hope you're well. Good morning to Stephanie as well. Good morning. Good morning to Carol is joining us. A very, very good morning to Linda. Hope you're well, my darling. I'm not enjoying this comment section of this new platform. It's a bit clunky. Just gonna say it's a bit clunky. It's not as good as the last one platform, but the last platform, the quality wasn't good. That's why I'm on this new one. Okay, and good morning to Debbie. Good morning to Josephine. Good morning to Karen as well. Hope you are all well. If you're joining us on Facebook, we're also live on YouTube. Have you guys joined my YouTube channel? And if you haven't, why not? Why haven't you? Goodness me. You need to get onto that. Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. I know, right? I've got to look at this. I've just found this. How cool is this? Yeah, we all know we're live. Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. It's Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. At Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. I'm just looking at it now, 62,000 subscribers. Are you one of them? Get on there. Let's see if we can't increase that subscriber count. For a lot of the videos that we're going to be doing, On Facebook, they disappear in 30 days now. Did you know that? The lives that I do now disappear in 30 days. So the reason why I'm going live on on YouTube as well is YouTube doesn't do that. They don't remove them. So isn't it great to know that the lives that I will be doing will be hosted on YouTube as well? So you don't have to worry about it being lost in 30 days' time when Facebook removes them. It's a Facebook thing, unfortunately. It's a Facebook thing. All right. So here are your snack hacks. I've got quite a few of them. I'll see how many I can get through without boring you guys to death, right? No, these are actually really good. These are good. And in fact, the last one's probably my favorite. So you should stay right to the end. All right. So let me have a big sip of my black coffee with my boost protocol, of course, inside of there. It's a bit cold. I don't like cold coffee, but it's okay. I don't want to waste it. Don't want to waste it. All right. Number one tip for snack hacking is prep like a pro. And it's nothing too major what I'm saying here. It's like, what I like to do is I like to create some little snacks um after I've done my shopping, my grocery shopping. So, I'll dedicate like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to wash and chop up some veggies. I'll have some chopped raw vegetables that I can just, make crudités that I can just snack on really quickly. I will do things like pre-portion, like I'll roast off some nuts and I'll pre-portion some nuts and seeds, things like that. I will have these little kind of really simple snacks ready to go. For example, hard boiled eggs is a great snack hack. So, as I'm putting my shopping away, I'll pop on some eggs to boil. So by the time my shopping's done, I just cool the eggs and pop them into the fridge. So, just prepping like a pro, which of course is a boost camp habit stacking principle. Prepping is habit stacking. So you're going to put your groceries away anyway when you get home. So why not habit stack by dedicating some time to getting a few little snacks on the go? So for me, boiled eggs, no brainer. Put my little timer on, boil my eggs as I'm putting my groceries away. If I don't have already in the fridge, I will defrost some berries, some frozen berries, put them into a little pot, put a little zero sugar on them. Boom, they are just gently coming to the boil. Takes about 5 minutes. Then I put them into a container, into a fridge. Another great snack hack, rather than turning to a muffin or a chocolate biscuit, is I like to just do coconut yogurt and those berries. Few chia seeds on top for a little bit of fiber and protein, and then Bob's your uncle and Judy's your aunt. You're ready to go. So prep like a pro. This is habit stacking. Like I said, you're going to put your groceries away anyway. Why not create a few snacks ready to go? Wash a few cucumbers, slice them up. Wash a capsicum and cut it into thin slices. I love raw, sweet capsicum. It's just gorgeous. Chop up some celery. All these things are quite easy to do. They don't take a lot of time, and you are habit stacking because you're already in the habit of putting your groceries away. You can also dedicate an extra 10 minutes just to have some healthy snacks ready for you on the go. All right, that's number one. Number two is have a little think about, where are we? Here we go. Number two, about the protein power play. Now, I've already talked about the importance of protein, especially well, it's not just for intentional movement. Like, just because if you are not currently exercising, please do not think for 1 second that you don't have as large protein requirements as someone who is regularly exercising. Because in fact, as we age, we need more protein, not less. And one of the biggest and most common mistakes that I see people making when it comes to their approach to their nutrition is they tend to pull back on the protein, because protein's only for bodybuilders and young people. Pull back on the protein and swap it out for vegetables instead. Now, there is nothing wrong with fiber and vegetables. You know how much I love fiber and vegetables. But do not do it at the expense of your protein requirements, because every cell, every fiber in your body needs protein. And naturally, as we age, our muscles begin to break down. This is known as sarcopenia. It's natural age related breakdown of muscles. So we have to work a little bit harder to keep those muscles strong. And I'm not talking because you need to run a marathon. I'm just talking muscle strong so you can stand up straight. I'm just talking muscle strong so if you were sitting on the floor, you could get up. I'm talking about being able to garden without worrying that your muscles can't handle it. I'm talking about just the simple act of walking around needs muscles. So please, if you are thinking that you don't need as much protein now because you're older, it is in fact the opposite. Your protein requirements are actually more important now than they were when you're in your 20s and your 30s. You need more protein now. So when it comes to snack hacking, we've got to think about that protein power play. And one of the ways that you can really again create a balanced bite as opposed to an imbalanced snack, which is just full of unhealthy fats, high in sodium, high in sugar, high in starch, which is the complete opposite of a balanced bite, is when you are eating, it's always a good idea to stack the nutrients. So just like stacking habits, nutrient stacking is really important as well. And the way that you do that is that example I had before about if you were to have an apple, right? A green apple, nice and tart, still some natural sugars in there, rather than just having that apple on its own, you want to layer that apple with some protein. You want to layer that apple with some healthy fats as well. So you want to add things to it rather than just having that carbohydrate on its own. Because again, we want to lessen the or slow down the emptying of your stomach for a start. Because if your stomach is emptying out slowly because you've got healthy fats in there and you've got some protein attached to that carbohydrate, it's going to empty out a bit slower, especially if you even add some fiber there as well, which means you're going to get less of a blood sugar spike. You're going to get a blood sugar spike if you just ate that apple on its own. But if we just layer it with a few more nutrients, especially some healthy fats and a bit of protein, you can actually, get away with that stomach emptying out slower. You're adding more nutrients, you're getting more satisfaction. So the protein power play, and again, this is all science, of course, is that protein and fat slows digestion down. It stabilizes your blood sugar and it boosts satisfaction. I mean, let's be honest, you can't really lose with that one, isn't it? So that's number two. Always think about stacking your nutrients, just like stacking your habits, stack your nutrients. Number three, this is a portion patrol. So it's about sort of pre-portioning things like nuts and seeds or dark chocolate, which is another healthy snack, by the way. Well, as long as it's sugar free, dairy free, and gluten free, which of course my chocolate is. But you want to make sure that you are portioning your snacks appropriately. So either use small bowls or containers or little Ziploc bags to put your snacks into. Rather than putting a whole bowl of nuts and seeds in front of you, it would be very, very simple to just keep on snacking. And that's when mindless snacking can sneak in. It's one of the reasons why, if you think about it, those little mini chip bags are so popular, right? Because they're individual, they're pre-portioned, they're smaller quantities. We pop them into the lunchbox. Well, you can do exactly the same thing with your healthy snacks so that you've got that portion. Take it with you, put it in your work bag, put it in your gym bag, put it in your esky in the back of the car when you're leaving the house. And so you've got a pre-portioned snack as opposed to, and now I'm sitting in front of a big bowl of something, and the chances of you over consuming goes up because it becomes mindless. I mean, think about it. Have you ever sat there, and you've finished you've finished your meal, you're full, but your plate just sits there. And maybe you're talking, you're having yarns. This happened to me over the weekend, actually. That's why I'm quite familiar with it. This happened to me on the weekend. was there was just a plate of food in front of me and I'd finished. I was full and I pushed it away. We're just kind of not quite out of arm's reach at the table and having a really good conversation. So we're sitting there, we're yarning away. And there was probably maybe, you know, just over a third of the plate left, but I was full. I was actually like, oh, I'm done. And by the time I had finished my conversation, I had finished off the remaining third that was left over. I was just going back to it and just kept on picking and picking and picking. So it's the same when it comes to snacking. Pre-portion, right? This is portion patrol, okay? Because pre-portioning prevents mindless overeating. That is number 3. All right, number 4, this is the hydration hack. And again, you know, often we mistake hunger for thirst. This is, you know, like, oh, I'm so hungry, but actually we're thirsty and we're not quite reading the signs that our body is giving us. So we often mistake hunger, I'm hungry, for actual thirst, more often than not. So here's a really, really awesome little tip for you guys. It's so easy. Number 4, drink a glass of water before reaching for a snack. Just try it. Like seriously, try it. Again, the science is telling us that, you know, that adequate hydration, so drinking enough water, supports the metabolism, which is really important because our metabolism slows as we age. And it also helps to reduce any false hunger signals you may have been getting from your body, right? Oh, I'm hungry. And we go growl and so we're like, oh, I'm hungry. But actually, no, you might be thirsty. Go drink a glass of water before your snack and kind of, was I hungry or was I thirsty? Because, you know, the body is always gives us signals and clues. We just need to know how to read those signals, read and decipher those clues properly, right? It's all, our body's always talking to us. And for many of us, we haven't listened our entire life. And one of the joys, the absolute joys of Boost Camp and Bridget's Healthy Kitchen is that we're learning to listen to our body for the first time and to be able to understand and to be able to break down those signals and go, oh, actually, that's my body saying I'm tired. That's my body saying I'm thirsty. That's my body saying I need a rest, right? So hydration hack, drink that full glass of water is number 4 on my list. Number 5, here's one that you guys are all pretty familiar with, and it's literally a Boost Camp principle. It's a Bridget's Healthy Kitchen principle. Is fiber is your friend. So if you choose a snack that is high or rich in fiber, right? It has fiber to it. Fiber promotes fullness. Fiber makes you feel full. Fiber is your friend. Like fiber first, always. In fact, one of my Boost Camp rules is never start a meal or a snack without eating your fiber first. So when you're eating your fiber, you are feeding your healthy gut bacteria. But fiber is also what gives bulk to our body, to our stool. And so fiber is that fullness, fiber is that gut health, and fiber will help to stabilize our energy so you're not having energy highs and energy crashes. So fiber is your friend. Let me show you what my healthy snack is that I bought from home today. Would you like, there's a bit of show and tell. It's just down here. I did. I grabbed this as I was running out the door. And this is my high fiber snack that I really enjoy snacking on. It is it's satisfying, it's tasty. Look, I'm really building it up, aren't I? Anyone guess what it might be? my little brown paper bag, my little lunch bag. Look, I've got a little lunch bag. I should write my name on it. Like, we remember at school, we used to write your lunch order on the brown paper bag and put your coins in there. I mean, I didn't do it very often, but when I did, it was so exciting. Okay, this is my snack. I'm not joking. This is what I packed for me today. Portion controlled, of course, and high in fiber. That's my snack today. I will literally snack on that like it's a cracker. This is my amazing lupin bread. So lupin, as you guys know, is a high fiber, high protein legume, low carbohydrate. So my lupin bread is flax seeds, which again is high fiber, lupin flour, high fiber, high protein, low carbs. What else have we got in there? There are some eggs, which again, eggs, very satisfying, good protein, good healthy fats, good nutrients. There is some soda water. I've got some flavorings, like I've got a little bit of tamari in there. I've got a little bit of onion powder in there. It smells like a delicious cracker, and I love just munching on that. So that's what I packed for my snack today. That's it. That for me is number five in a nutshell. Fiber is your friend. High fiber snacks over high carbohydrate snacks every single time. All right, number six. It's a really nice idea to have a few things in your freezer. You know, we talked about habit stacking. Filling your freezer with satisfying, sweet, icy treats is also a really, really good idea. And it could be something as simple as, some frozen. Some people really like chewing on frozen berries. You don't have to do anything to them; you just buy them, right? And they can get frozen down. But there's other, especially in summer, there's other sort of frozen treats that you can have in there. I like to, when I make my little chocolate bites up, that might be just a melted chocolate that's made into a chocolate, square of chocolate. I'll pop those in the freezer. And so they're always there, and it's also a really great way to hide them from the kids. I'm going to be quiet because there's some kids on the other side of the wall. So I put them in there. But any sort of nut cluster bites that I do, which is so easy, there's just nuts, and I put some roasted nuts and pour a bit of chocolate over the top to hold them together. They go into my freezer. I've got different types of frozen fruit in there as well that I can just quickly take out, just sliced up and taken out. I mean, there's so many things, and when I do have a little bit more time and feeling, and when it's a little bit warmer, I love to do like frozen coconut yogurt in popsicle flavors. So I've got a peanut butter one, I've got an almond one, I've got like a Snickers bar one, I've got a chocolate one, I've got a vanilla one, I've got a berry one. So throughout the warmer months, I will also have those in there as a healthy snack hack as well. So that's number six, freeze for fun. And again, habit stacking, right? Fill your freezer. Number six, number seven is to schedule in your snacks. Now, this is very much Boost Camp aligned. So, when it comes to snacks, I always recommend for Boost Campers, especially, that we avoid snacking as much as possible. But if we do, they are smart snacks, and Boost Camp meal plans always come fully loaded with all of the snacks that you can have during Boost Camp. But as well as that, we always recommend that you schedule your meals in. So rather than just kind of like haphazardly having breakfast one day at 10 and the next day it's at 8 and the next day it's at 12, that's not giving you any good, consistent, healthy habits. And it's the same when it comes to snacking. So plan intentional snacks, plan your time. So if you know, for example, that you would normally reach for something slightly less healthy at a certain time of the day, that's when you plan in your intentional healthy snack. Now, you're not doing yourself the disservice of feeling like you're not, that you're restricting yourself because you're still getting that treat, but that treat is an intentional healthy snack. So scheduling in your smart snack hacks is a really good way to move out of the snacking, the poor, bad quality snacking, and giving you more opportunity to have the smart snacks instead. I mean, the ideal scenario, obviously, is that we move out of snacking altogether. But just like you've seen with me, I've been doing this for nearly a decade and I still like to pack a few snacks every now and then, not all the time. But if I do, it's something that I know is a smart snack. It's a healthy snack hack. So, Number 7 is schedule in your smart snacks by planning 1 to 2, not 5 to 6, intentional snacks throughout your day, especially if you have identified in the past there is a certain time, maybe it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that you used to always find yourself at the pantry or at the gas station or at the supermarket, or maybe it's in the evening when you would have, something normally after dinner or before bed. Make that snack a healthy, smart snack, most definitely. So that is number 7. All right, number 8. Um, Again, fiber is your friend, and veggies are the vehicle to get you to see your best friend. So if you can. Um, Having vegetables as a snack is definitely a smart snack hack. Things like cucumber slices, uh, capsicum strips, celery sticks, but even things like little baby lettuce, which becomes a really nice, almost like a little cup or vehicle for other types of vegetable snacks like guacamole, for example, which, as we know, is absolutely fantastic. Or even, remember how I was talking about right at the beginning that one of the things that, is a great snack post gym hack, high protein, would be to get that can of mackerel, obviously in olive oil. Take the mackerel out, put it into a takeaway container, add some cucumber slices, add some cherry tomatoes, add some, bit of avocado, whatever you want can go into it, shake it, and then you could use that little baby cos lettuce, cup as your vehicle for that basically that mackerel salad that you just made. Like, what a smart hack that is. Oh, I actually really want that now. I really want that now. You could also add a few of my pickles in there. Like, you could have the most amazing, really quick salad, and it's something that you could use that little vegetable, that little cup of lettuce, just to act as the scoop to get that salad into you. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, I want that for lunch. Does anyone else want that for lunch? Oh my God, that sounds so good. So good. So that is number 8, the veggie vehicle, right? Use the veggie vehicle. Okay, number 9, we've talked about this already, but let's just quickly go over it. Listen to your body. This is about being mindful. Like, really take a pause and ask, am I truly physically hungry, or am I bored, or am I stressed, or am I thirsty? This is like this mindfulness check-in that we always talk about in Boost Camp Academy, right? Check in with yourself. Like, we do things so mindlessly, right? We just go with it. We get sent our body sends us a signal, and we instantly go, oh, you need some chips. Oh, you need some chocolate. Whereas, we need to pause and ask that question, am I truly physically hungry, or am I bored? For me, it's often boredom. I have a mouth boredom. Sometimes I just need flavor. That's why I love my little fiber bread. It's a great way to get extra nutrients and protein and fiber into me, which is great. But it's also a way to stop having mouth boredom. Like, I honestly do. And I don't know if that's just a chef thing. I don't know. And mouth boredom is usually for me tackled by something savory. I'm more of a savory than a sweet person. And my mouth gets bored. It really does. And I love flavor. That's why I love spices. I love, love, love flavor. So, check in with yourself. Number 9, listen to your body. Pause and ask the question, am I actually hungry, or am I bored? Am I stressed, or am I thirsty? Stress eating, right? Emotional eating. You're not hungry. We're doing it emotionally. So that mindfulness check-in, and once you've done that mindfulness check-in, this is actually, the science shows us, it does reduce the amount of emotional eating that we do. It really does reduce that. What I have found is often when I'm mouth bored, a nice cup of tea can usually solve that for me. And if I'm really mouth bored, my taste buds are bored. If I'm really mouth bored, this is the craziest thing. Sometimes This is me, my body saying you need a bit of sodium because I like the savory. And so I will literally put a little bit of mineral salt on my fingertip and do that. And that often just sends me on my way quite happy, sends me off. I'm good to go. It's really crazy. But often it's just my mouth needs something a little bit more. And usually for me, sodium does the trick. Isn't that crazy? But it's about, like I said, listening and understanding the signals that our body is giving us. All right, so that's number 9. Number 10, another great, like, again, sometimes I'll have that cup of tea if I'm mouth bored, or I will have a cup of coffee, a little espresso with a pinch of salt. That usually does a trick for me as well. That little espresso, pinch of salt. If it's after lunchtime, I won't do the espresso. I'll do more of a hot herbal tea drink or something along those lines. But the other thing I like to do, which is number 10, is I like to flavor bomb my water. So I definitely know that my preference is sparkling water. That is my preference texturally. I like the bubbles. But sometimes what I will do is I'll flavor bomb it. And some of my flavor bombs include things like throwing in cucumber, fresh cucumber, or fresh lemon or lime, or even if I've got some fresh mint, I'll put like frozen berries into my water sometimes just to make it a bit more appealing. And this also stops me from reaching for less appealing drinks. And it's one of the ways that I really got off my soda and my Red Bull habit, my soft drink habit, is that I flavor bombed my water. So not only will you be, supporting your hydration, obviously getting enough fluid into you, but you'll also be supporting your overall metabolic function, because your metabolism, in order to fire, needs lots of things. And one of those things that it needs is adequate hydration. So for number 10, flavor bomb your water. Number 11, have an emergency kit. Again, habit stacking plan for success. Have an emergency kit in your bag, in your car, at your desk, wherever it might be, right? This will prevent any potential, I'll just stop at the gas station. Oh, look, there's a vending machine. Oh, look, there's a convenience store. Oh, look, there is, you know, A, B, C, D, whatever it is. That's because unhealthy snacks are really easy to get hold of. Let's be honest, really, really easy. So you need to make sure that you have easy emergency healthy snacks just in case, right? Just in case. It's always a good idea. So I like to do those kind of those more non-perishable snacks. Things like those little pre-portioned nuts and seeds is a really good emergency thing to have. Believe it or not, you know what else is fairly unperishable? It does perish, but this lasts forever. And in fact, here's the crazy bit. As a snack, I actually prefer this when it's about 4 to 5 days old, which it is, because it's firmer and it feels more like a cracker. Like that's kind of like, it's not, it still tastes like, bread, but it's a firm piece of bread, almost like I would imagine back in the days, like biting on a rusk. This is what it kind of feels like to me. I'm eating a rusk. So I actually prefer my lupin bread as a snack. I still love it fresh. Gorgeous, right? Toasted, amazing. But, I don't have access to a toaster all the time. And I don't have this fresh all the time. I make it usually once a week, and I make enough to last me the week. So usually on around about day 4 or 5, this is when I like this the best, because it feels like a more like a rusk. It's still soft in the middle, but it is hard enough that I can't just sit there and shove it in my mouth. I actually have to take my time. I have to slow down. I have to be a bit mindful. I also usually have to have it with some water, because it is quite, it's high in fiber. I need to wash it all down. So, there's like bonuses. And for me, that's actually almost like a non-perishable snack now. Day 4 or 5, I love it. It'll go longer than that if I don't eat them all before then, right? But that's part of my emergency kit, most definitely. And this emergency kit, of course, it prevents impulsive, unhealthy choices, right? Or helps to prevent them. It helps to go, well, you know what, I'm good, because I got my rusk, my lupin rusk in my paper bag at my desk, so I'm absolutely fine. So that's number 11. Have your emergency kit. We're nearly there, guys. Number 12. Again, this is, this prevents mouth boredom. is spice it up, because flavor is joy. It's joyful, right? So do things like adding cinnamon to your apples or your coconut yogurt. Put a little bit of chili powder on your mandarin. Yeah, no, you go, right? I'm going, yeah, try it. Even salt on your mandarin tastes amazing. On an orange. Put a little sprinkle a little bit of nutritional yeast onto your celery and your cucumbers, or spice it up with a bit of za'atar or something, right? Because when you enhance flavor like that, you're enhancing flavor without added calories, the dreaded C word. So there's no calorie count, there's no added energy amount, but you're adding massive flavor to your food. So flavor is satisfying, right? Flavor is fun. Flavor is fabulous. I'm thinking of all the F words. So spices again can boost your metabolism. It's what we're learning on the current boost camp. It is all about everything spice and nice and herbs and spices and all that sort of stuff. So what we're learning on boost camp at the moment, for anyone who's doing the boost camp along with us, is that spices boost your metabolism. And in order to be a fat burning machine, you've got to have a well running metabolism. But spices also increase satisfaction and prevent the dreaded mouth boredom, right? Mouth boredom. All right, number 13. Number 13 is always consider the healthy fat fix. So, one of the biggest misinformation campaigns that has existed alongside the old-fashioned food pyramid, but they said you got to eat cereals and grains. They make up the biggest part of the food pyramid. I mean, that was probably the biggest myth, the biggest lie we've been told. But the other really big lie that we have been fed for decades, and so many people still believe this. It actually is. It's definitely age related. I find that the older generation, so my generation and upwards, believe this more than the younger generation, because they have had access to way more nutritional information than we did growing up. Like, we just had count your calories, right? Count your calories. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig's, lean cuisine, the South Beach diet, the blah 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 blah, blah, all the fads that were out there. But one of the biggest misinformation campaigns that has ever existed, and this has literally led to the epidemic of obesity-related disease, illness, and premature death that we see today. I'm not joking. I know that sounds rather like I'm laying it on the line, but it's true. One of the biggest myths and lies that we have been fed for decades is that you need to fear fat. Like, honestly, hand on heart, how many of you have been on or currently prefer to choose things that are low fat or no fat, right? Low fat milk. Please give me a break. Give me a break. Low fat cheese, low fat yogurt. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Honestly, they remove the fat from our foods, and fat equals flavor, by the way. So you're removing the fat, you're removing the flavor. And when you remove the flavor from food, you've got to add some flavor back in. So hence why taking out the fat from things that it's naturally occurring in. I'm not talking about adding fats. I'm talking about naturally occurring healthy fats. So they took out the fat. And in taking out the fat, they took out the flavor and another very important macronutrient that our body needs to survive. And they had to replace the flavor and the stability that fat also provides in food as well. It provides like textural stability and mouthfeel, right? They had to replace all those things because they removed the fat. They're going to take it out. So we need to put in these other stuff. So then we had all these artificial flavors and preservatives and fillers and mouthfeel like additives. And then they're like, oh, but we still need more flavor. Then they started putting in more salt, more sodium, and more sugar, right? So we took out the fat and added lots of carbohydrates in, as well as preservatives and additives and chemical this and fake that. I mean, can I just say margarine, right? Margarine. If you still have margarine in your fridge, you are still in the fat is the enemy camp. And you need to very quickly and very dramatically leave that camp. Like I still go to homes of family members who tend to be a little bit older. I'm not going to lie, because it's definitely an Asian, because this is what they were fed. This is the lie they were told when they were, quite, this was the influence that was put onto us when they were very, at a time where we didn't have as much access to nutritional information. Right? So we just believe what we've been told. A lot of it was government policy. Fat is your enemy. You all need to eat margarine because it's so much better for your heart. So we're eating basically plastic and chemicals, because that's what margarine is. It's plastic and chemicals. So there's still certain family members I go to, they still have margarine in their fridge, and it's fake. So number 13 is the healthy fat fix. Do not fear the fat, because fat is here, not just for flavor, but our bodies need fat, healthy fats, in order to absorb certain nutrients from food. So the absence of fat in the diet has firstly led to a lack of absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Now, those fat-soluble vitamins are very important ones. They're vitamins D, vitamins E, vitamins K, and vitamins A, right? So these are very important, essential vitamins that your body needs to properly survive. It needs fat. These particular vitamins, A, D, E, and K, need fat to be absorbed. They are fat-soluble vitamins. So firstly, you're getting vitamin deficiency from this low-fat approach. The other rise that we now know is directly linked to the low-fat craze is the effect it has on your gallbladder. So the amount of people that are having their gallbladder removed because of gallstones caused from the low fat, unhealthy, unbalanced approach. I'm serious. This is the side effects of it. So the healthy fat fix, when it comes to healthy snack hack, smart snacking, is to include a small serving of healthy fats with your snacks, healthy fats with your snacks. Things like, right? Are you ready? Here's the healthy snacks. This is so good though, delicious. Avocados, olives, yummo, olives. What a wonderful little snack you can have, especially if you like men, you like a little bit savory and a little bit bitter. I do like that. But even, of course, the classics, our nuts and seeds, and a little bit of almond butter, or a good quality, pure peanut butter as well. Because remember, the science is fats are essential for nutrient absorption. Fats are satisfying, so you don't overeat. And fats are filling, right? Fats are filling. Fats are flavor. So remember all that. That is number 13. Number 14, sip smartly. So liquid calories are some of the calories that add up the fastest. So I'm talking about juices and smoothies and soft sodas or soft drinks, all the sugary, flavored sparkling waters, all that sort of stuff, right? All the stuff with this added sugar, or it just comes loaded with natural sugars like fresh fruit juice, or even not fresh fruit juice, cordials, all those sort of stuff, right? And please know, if you're going to say, what about low calorie cordials? No. It's artificial. Remember that as well. We want to sip smartly, because those liquid calories, it's literally liquid sugar, it adds up and it does not fill you up. So you're getting all of the energy and the glucose and the sugar from the liquid sugars, like the juices and the smoothies and the shakes and even the meal replacements are full of sugar as well. Meal replacement shakes and the soft drinks and the sodas and the energy drinks and all that sort of stuff. It adds up. Those calories, that energy, that glucose, that sugar causes a really quick spike in your blood glucose. So you're on a high, your sugar high. you're now currently pre-diabetic. For most people, when they have a really sweet, sugary drink, like fresh fruit juice, or not fresh fruit juice, just canned fruit juice or whatever it is, and you're getting that massive increase in blood glucose without any fullness whatsoever. You're not feeling full from it because it goes right through you. And then not so long after that, you need another snack. So sip smartly. Choose things like, choose not to put sugar in your tea. Choose not to put sugar in your coffee. Like, seriously, if you currently sweeten your tea or coffee, work to get yourself off that habit. It's one of the Boost Camp principles. It's always ideal that we don't rely on having to drink sweetened beverages because it can be a slippery slope to other sweetened beverages. We need to get used to not needing to sweeten our tea or our coffee. We don't need to have, a sweet sparkling water. We can actually have it on its own. We don't need to have these sugary sodas and juices because the blood glucose spikes quickly without any fullness whatsoever. That's number 14. Two more to go. Number 15. What about the leftover snacks? I mean, again, Boost Camp principle, zero waste, right? We waste nothing. You shouldn't be throwing away anything. Because if you do have some leftovers from lunch or dinner and you do feel like you're a bit peckish in between, that is your snack. Have a bit of leftover dinner, have a bit of leftover lunch, a bit of leftover frittata from breakfast. That becomes your snack. What a smart snack that is, right? Not only are you repurposing, no waste, right? No waste. But you're also getting all the nutrients that that I pack into Boost Camp meals, Boost Camp recipes. I pack in the nutrients. I pack it in there. So the leftover snack is a good, healthy, smart snack. And number 16, this is our final one. And this is my favorite. I'm not joking. This is my favorite, right? Give yourself permission to enjoy. Now, this goes back to we attach guilt to everything, don't we? We do. We've got like partner guilt, we've got mum guilt, we've got dad guilt, we got, daughter guilt, we got guilt. It's human nature. But we also attach it to our snacks. We attach it, I shouldn't be doing this. I've got no willpower. That's what we always tell ourselves. When in actual fact, give yourself permission to enjoy. If you have a not smart snack, don't beat yourself up. Just do better, right? Let go and do better. Move on quickly. Get over it. You can't change it. You can't go back in time and not, take the snack out of your hands. It's done. It's already done. You've eaten it. It's been digested. Learn from the behavior and try to do better. Using some of the principles I've laid out today, using some of the snack hacks I've laid out today. But if you truly want a treat, have a treat. Because the worst thing you can do is to deprive yourself. Because then this does not become a doable lifestyle. Remember, I'm not 100% of the time. There's no all or nothing for me in this life. No way. Forget about it. How boring. If I was 100% of the time, every time you talk to me, I'm just like, no, I just do this. I would never go off the plan. Forget about it. That's the most boring thing I've heard. I'm human. I want to have licorice every now and again. I really like jelly beans. Sorry about it, I do. I'm not gonna deny myself of a decent jelly bean. I'm not gonna deny myself if someone puts my favorite licorice in front of me. Luckily, it doesn't happen very often because I'm 90% of the time, I do all the things that my body needs. But blackstrap licorice is my favorite, by the way. Black Knight licorice is my favorite. It's blackstrap. Love it. Love. Thankfully, it's not readily available here as well. So I've got to, it's only at specialty stores. But as a treat, as an absolute treat, Someone might buy me a bag of black strap licorice. I'm not going to no, don't do that. How boring would I be? No way. I'm going to have the treat. It's going to be a sensible portion and I'm going to enjoy it. Right? I'm going to enjoy it. And then I'm going to move on. I'm going to let it go and I'm going to move on without guilt because I give myself permission to enjoy the things that I enjoy. Right? I give myself permission, and you need to give yourself permission to enjoy the things you enjoy, provided that, majority of the time you do the things that your body needs. You can give yourself permission to do the things that your body enjoys, right? Like my jelly beans. Love a good jelly bean. It's my favorite. Jelly beans are my favorite, apart from licorice. I'm so old school, aren't I? Well, I'm a Gen Xer, so yeah, that's kind of what we had, right? None of these, fancy sour lollies. Ooh, can't stand them. I'm like, who wants to have a sour lolly? That doesn't make any sense. But, I give myself permission to enjoy these because deprivation will backfire. If you are all or nothing, it will backfire on you. That mindset is often the danger, the unseen danger that we face when we start on a new lifestyle. Is we're like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, which is unrealistic. Let's be honest, unrealistic. I'm going to be 100% all of the time. Unrealistic. I'm all or nothing. Unrealistic. Well, the reality is, and this is why yo-yo dieting is so pervasive, is that the reality is when we have that I'm all in or I'm nothing, you can't be all in all the time. That's just impossible. Honestly, it's impossible. Trust me, it's impossible. Don't try to be all in all the time, because what's going to happen is that life is going to happen, because life, and it's unexpected, and I'm still in a little bit of amazement that I attended a funeral of an uncle just over a week ago. A week ago on Sunday, I attended his funeral. So not even three, just over a week and 2 days ago. He was not expected to pass. And I'm still, that was unexpected. And so I was not at all planned or prepared for the 5 or 6 days or a week that I had to spend in New Zealand with family and attending the funeral and all the things that came with, the travel and stuff. I was completely unprepared. It was the first time that I traveled to New Zealand. I didn't even take any knives with me. I think I had about I had 3 hours to pack after booking my flight. I had to catch it that day. It was out the door. So I was completely unprepared. So life happens. So if you have that, if I was that all or nothing, I guess I'm nothing now, because my uncle passed away and I was completely unprepared. And my uncle passed away and I, couldn't even pack any snacks with me because I was just unprepared. So, it's that sort of mentality that give yourself permission to be human. Give yourself permission to muck up. Give yourself permission to not get it right. And it's completely fine, because this is the perfect analogy. I was unprepared for someone to pass away, which means I was unprepared with the food I was about to consume throughout the week of being away. And because I was unprepared, the only thing I managed to take with me was I took Boost Protocol. I did. Of course I did, because it's travel friendly, right? So I throw it in the bag. I had Boost Protocol. I also gave away Boost Protocol to family because that was ready to go. But everything else was unprepared. So if my mentality was all or nothing, I guess I'm nothing now. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys. I wouldn't be just back into my kitchen cooking all my delicious healthy foods, would I? Because I'm all or nothing. And I had a week of almost nothing. I had a week of not being on plan. I had a week of not eating. I didn't even do 90% of the time. It was more like 50%, because I had to, make do with being on the road, because we had to travel. It took us, 5.5 hours from Auckland Airport to drive up to the funeral. It was up north, in the far north. It took us time. And then I had to, it was whatever they served at the funeral was what I had to eat, which was delicious, by the way. That was amazing. But it was not Boost Camp approved. It was not. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. And I just gave myself permission to enjoy it. Honestly. I was like, oh my God, here I am. Yay. I ate all the things. I did all the things. I sat on the beach with my dad in Hokianga Harbour at the famous Opanoni takeaways, and we ordered a fish and chip meal, and it was absolutely delicious. I ate raw fish and coconut cream. It was absolutely delicious. I had moldy flatbread. It was absolutely delicious. Only thing I didn't have was pudding. There was no pudding. I'm so sad. I would have had the pudding too, steamed pudding. Well, I would have had it all. But I gave myself permission to enjoy it and not to get hung up, because guess what? If you can't do it 100%, which no one can, right, all the time, I know how to get back on board. I know exactly what to do the moment I get back into my space, into my kitchen, into a little bit of familiarity, a little bit of normality, right? I'm back. Bread's made, fridge is full of food, spent a couple of hours prepping, did a bit of shopping, done, right? I know what to do. So I can give myself permission to take my foot off the pedal sometimes. I can give myself permission to enjoy the moment. I can give myself permission because I know what to do. And so do you. If you've done a boost camp, you know what to do. So give yourself permission to just be human for a moment or two or three or a week, right? Because you know what to do. And your body knows what we talk about the thing called muscle memory, right? You've heard about muscle memory from people who have worked out in the past. Their muscles remember how to grow and how to be lean, right? It's the same when it comes to this lifestyle. Is you have shopping memory, you have kitchen memory, and your body has memory too on what it feels like to be healthy, what it looks like. Your body knows. So give yourself permission to enjoy. I told you the last one was my favorite. Number 16 is my favorite principle. There's no such, don't deprive yourself, because deprivation often backfires on us miserably, right? If you're depriving yourself, you're on a diet. Let me be honest with you. And this is not a diet. I'm not on a diet. This is my life. This is what I do. This is just what I do. I've done it so long, and I've done it in so many ways that it's automatic. It's automated. I don't have to think about where to shop. I don't have to, because it's got memory. I've got shopping memory. I don't have to think about how to cook because I've got cooking memory. And I'm talking about healthy cooking memory because this is new to me as well. I never used to cook healthy. I used to just cook whatever. I've got fridge memory. I know where to put things in my fridge. I've got pantry memory, like muscle memory, right? We can all do this, because giving yourself permission to enjoy means you're not on a diet. You're not depriving yourself. This is your lifestyle. This is who and how you relate to yourself and to the world. You can resonate with this message, right? In fact, I've just seen this. This is from Bonnie. You just broke through some of my wall, right? It's so incredibly true. Is that we often don't see or give ourselves that permission because we're like, I've got to do this 100%. No such thing. Forget about it. Not only is it boring, it is unrealistic. So give yourself permission to enjoy. If you do truly want that treat, have that treat, make it sensible, enjoy it, savor it, take your time with it, and then move on. Let it go. Move on. Next, right? You know what to do to be healthy, smart snacking now. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the next boost camp because I'm going to be loading in the healthy snacks, loading them in. So we've got all these options. I should probably put together an ebook. What do you guys reckon? Do you guys want an ebook of all my healthy snack ideas? I think we should, eh? And even all these principles that we've talked about here today, that needs to be in that ebook as well. I think we need to do that. Does anyone want an ebook? Let me know in the comments. Do you want an ebook? I reckon I should put together a little digital cookbook for us of all the healthy snacks, how you can build a snack healthy, smart snack hacks that we've talked about, and then the recipes. So you can go off and do them. Quick ones, 10-minute ones, 5-minute ones. What do you reckon? I think it's a brilliant idea. I'll make a note of that. It's what should we call it? Smart snacks. Smart snacking. The Boost Camp way. All right, loading us all up. So have a absolute, yep, they like it. Debbie, ebook sounds great. Joe, yes, please. I reckon it's a good idea. We'll put together a digital cookbook, smart snack hacks or smart snacking, something along, working on a name. Working title is, I think it's a great idea. So enjoy your day today, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for putting up with me learning a new platform. I think I'm getting there. It's getting there. I'm enjoying it. And also, if you're joining me on YouTube today, welcome along. It is good to have you joining the crew. Make sure you come. If you're on YouTube, come see us on Facebook. We have an amazing community. Some of the community have left some beautiful comments today. Thank you, community, for your wonderful comments from today, and being part of the conversation is really important. So if you're on YouTube, come and join us. Bridget's Healthy Kitchen or BHK Family is our private community. You're welcome to join. If you like the healthy snack ideas, come and join us. But if you're on Facebook, come and join the community on YouTube as well. Bridget's Healthy Kitchen on YouTube. Become a subscriber so you never ever lose access to these videos, which of course the old Facebook takes the videos down in 30 days, which is a bit annoying. Come and join me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel either way. So until tomorrow, have a fabulous day. Wherever you are in the world, be well and be safe. And I'll see you guys all real soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.